Business problem that was presented in the first case study was an employee of a college that was having trouble getting time off to do her treatment for cancer due to problems she'd had with people above her, like a chairperson and the dean of the school that she had went up against in a different case. The second case study, I chose to do a case on death with ethnic issues, dealing from bribery to safety to favoritism, giving other ones special treatment, and just having respect for others. Each of my case studies dealt with different colleges in different parts of the world. One dealt with a teacher, and others dealt with problems students had from project managers doing different things on the campus. The critical issues in the first one dealt with a teacher needing treatments for cancer she was dealing with and being able to still teach and keep her job while getting treatment for her cancer. The second case study mainly dealt with how students were faced with, if they didn't do what was wanted on the campus, they were discriminated against, where if others played the game that was played, they got special treatment and got more respect and weren't discriminated against and got better things than the students that chose not to do what the group that was in charge wanted them to. The proposed solution the teacher came up with was she would teach classes Monday through Thursday, and then she would have like a group study that was held in the library that would be ran by a district teacher on Friday, so she could get her treatment done on Friday. She would teach class and leave then on Thursday, go do her treatment on Friday, and then have Saturday or Sunday to feel better and be back for class on Monday. But the chairman over her department and the dean of the school decided against that because they said that was showing favoritism to a teacher and she did not qualify for it. She should choose what was more important to her, and could she show them proof she actually had cancer when she didn't look sick. The second case study mainly dealt with fraud and bribery and corruption, where if a person in the higher up position could get something done for them, then they would do something in turn for the students. It mainly dealt was, if you scratch my back, I'll scratch your back. Then it also dealt with favoritism, where if a person would do what the agent wanted them to do, they got a gain or got extras where the others didn't. There was just a total lack of professionalism from the people, project managers at the school against the students. Basically, it was, if they didn't do what they wanted them to do, they abused the power they were given, and if the students didn't do what they wanted to do, it went against them and they didn't get no treatment, where the students that did what they wanted to do got special treatments. I felt the solution for the first case should have been the teacher should have been able to do her treatments to deal with her cancer and still been able to teach school instead of being knocked down and made to choose what she thought was important, because both were important. She wanted to continue to educate students and do her part for the community since she was a leader in the community. But when she was dealt with, because she had issues with the dean of the school and her chairperson over her department, she was dealt with discrimination issues and basically favoritism, where if she would have been on their side, it would have been better for her. But since she was against them, they were going to set an example and show her what she should have done and what she shouldn't have done. The second was basically should have been handled different, where everybody should have got the same treatment. You shouldn't have had to bribe the project managers to get special treatments or been discriminated against. All the students and everybody on the faculty and ground should have got the same treatment and cared for and had respect given to them, regardless whose back they scratched or who scratched their back. I felt both cases had an unfair solution because the teacher basically had to choose her job over her health, and her health got worse because how she was treated. She basically had to decide what was more important and got demoted in her job and lost some of her privileges on the campus, where the students, they got some different treatment than what should have. The whole solution did work in the end because they come up with an organization that would help the students, like whistleblowers, where they could go to talk to somebody when they were getting discriminated against or bribed or fraud issues were there. The next dilemma that dealt with ethnical work conditions was dealt with also. The favoritism issue was dealt with where they had an ability to make sure there was no favoritism or special conditions being gave to anybody, that everybody was treated equal. The one thing that I take from this assignment is how ethnical issues played an important part in both of my case studies, and showed there is discrimination and favoritism, and if you're seen as a problem, you're going to get less treatment than when somebody that just flows or goes with whatever they want to. So it basically comes down to, if you scratch my back, I'll scratch your back kind of situation in both of the management practices at the school boards.